their judges, constables, etc., take your race seriously. If you don't have an opponent, you're in good shape. But if you have an opponent, don't just go through the motion. There's something out there. This was found out by a Democratic governor of New Jersey, by a candidate for governor in Virginia, a race that we previously had, by the mayor of New York, who outspent his opponent 17 to 1, but barely by 1% won a race. So there's something out there that I think is very important if we're going to keep our incumbents that are Democrats in good shape. My last point when it comes to politics is to be positive about this country. Be positive about America. There are a lot of whining going on, you see it on television. A lot of people are saying, well, the economy is not going to recover, and we've got a crisis in health. Yeah, we got problems, but we're American. And I believe very strongly in the American dream. Both of my parents were born in this country. They always said to me, be proud, wear the flag. I wear this flag every day. Be patriotic, be positive. So despite, the lamenting of all the commentators, I think we have a president that is working hard to resolve the problems in this country. And I can tell you, as somebody that works extensively in foreign policy, this president has changed our foreign policy 100% to the better of the rear entire my advice on the issues, and it's 5 also, so I'm about to wind down. You hope. I'm asked as a governor, okay, what is it that you ask Washington and the Congress and the President? We've got a huge financial crisis in the country. We've got a healthcare crisis. What I think mostly that can benefit our communities and our states is incentives and assistance in 3 words: jobs, jobs, and jobs. That's what we need in this country. We need a jobs program, maybe bring the old civilian conservation, maybe find ways to give incentives to employers to hire people. I want you to know that those that say that you can't have energy development and protecting the environment, or be pro-business and also pro-union, which I am both. You can do it. You can do it with leadership. I'm going to give you an example in my state of New Mexico. We're a small state. We can't compete with you for big companies, Intels and high-techs. So we focused on 3 areas. 1 is movies. 2 is solar energy companies. And 3 is high-tech, small high-tech. This morning before I took the plane here, by the way, speaking of renewable energy, I landed here at Corpus Airport. You should be the capital of wind energy. We've got a lot of wind here. I saw a lot of wind turbines, that's great, but it's very windy here. We should do something about the wind. What I wanted to say to you is that I think if we have and embrace ourselves as pro-growth Democrats that protect jobs, want a clean environment, but also use a tax structure and incentives to say to movie companies, as we did, that if you come to New Mexico, we'll give you a rebate, we'll give you a tax incentive, but you have to hire New Mexicans. You have to pay over the prevailing wage. You have to respect our unions. And today, we have over 4,000 members of a union, and we have in our state over $130 million that we've made in the last 7 years. 8 movies are being, today, shot in New Mexico. Tommy Lee Jones, who is one of your great actors here in Texas, has acknowledged New Mexico, has told your governor here that New Mexico has to be viewed as the future in movie making. My point in mentioning that, along with renewable energy and high-tech, is if we give incentives to the private sector to do the right thing, to hire our people, to invest in green jobs, to invest in a green economy, to look at the future when it comes to renewable energy. And here, obviously, you're an oil and gas state, you've got the refineries, but I think there also has to be in our country, in our nation, a commitment to renewable energy and lessening that dependence on fossil fuels. Number two, healthcare. You know, what can I tell you about healthcare that you don't know? We all know it's a priority. We know that it's probably the biggest battle in the Congress. They may be voting this weekend in the Senate on passing some kind of a bill. So how do we look at this? You know, when I try to pass healthcare in New Mexico, I haven't been able to do it because there's so many special interests, hospitals, HMOs, all kinds of financial entities, physicians, and I think doctors are very constructive in the healthcare debate. They all want to keep what they want. And so nothing ever gets done. So many efforts have been tried. Hillary Clinton, President Clinton, and now President Obama. I think that we need to be realistic when we look at healthcare and recognize that maybe the entire package that has been proposed may not make it. But at the same time, if we make some structural and policy improvements and help people, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it if we insure more people. It'll be worth it if we come close to the 90% that bills in the House and Senate, Democratic written, will cover more people. Number two, if we eliminate the pre-existing condition, so that if somebody has a malady, they are not any more excused from getting help. And we can find ways also to help small businesses insure their employees. If we can find ways also that this country dedicate more to research, the treatment, substance abuse, cancer, autism, Alzheimer's disease, more research to find cures, not to just deal with existing treatment. Then I believe it's important that we hail this as a potential democratic achievement. And then we finish healthcare, and what is next? We need an energy bill in this country. We want a climate change bill. We've got to protect our planet. We've got to find ways to deal with becoming a more energy efficient nation. Find ways to help this happen. After energy, we need comprehensive immigration legislation. We need legislation that legalization, but it says we do it with standards. Learning to speak English, background checks, working, being part of the American dream. We need more border enforcement, but we don't need walls to separate nations. We have to insist that immigration reform be a major part of next year's congressional agenda. Foreign policy. I'm not going to talk about every issue. I'd love to, but I just want to tell you that I do think we're moving in the right direction on several fronts. I think Chewy mentioned that early on in my congressional career at the United Nations, President Clinton used to call on me to talk to Cuba, Iraq, North Korea. Clinton used to say when he talked to me, that's an inside joke. He used to say that bad guys like me, so send Richardson. And what I'm trying to say there is that I think that our emphasis should be on diplomacy, on multilateralism, on coalition building, on respecting our allies, NATO, recognizing that there's a third world out there in Africa, Asia, and Latin America